Well, good morning. Today is Monday, March 11th, and as you can see, I am outside, but I am in the garage because it's quite windy. So you just be hearing the whoosh, and you don't need to hear that. So I'm kind of cramped in here because we still got the snow blower and all that other stuff in the way. But we can put the snow blower away because we're done for the winter. I have a feeling in my bones we're done. But we have some birthdays today. Well, the first birthday, I'm sorry, it is the most special birthday to me. I apologize to Diana Ward because it's her birthday too. But today is my daughter Christie's birthday. Yeah, I know. Does it seem possible? How old is she today? I don't want to make her too old, you know, because she would be upset. But she was born in 1983. I won't tell you how old she is. She wants to keep that a secret. But you know what? If you know a little bit of math, you can figure it out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Even though I wanted to name you Crispy. I so wanted to name her Crispy. I wanted her to have a unique name. And I just love the look, the way the crackers, crispy crackers looked. I just love the way it looked. So I changed the P to a T and made it Christie, which is just as bad because you'll never find a keychain. You'll find a Kristen or Christina, or you'll find a Christie with a C, or you'll find a Christie K-R-I-S-T-I-E. You'll find a Christie C-H-R-I-S-T-Y, C-H-R-I-S-T-I-E, but not like Christie, K-R-I-S-T-Y. No. One time I did find one and I bought it. It was a shocker. But I remember the day very well. My sister Mary was living with me, and we lived right next door to the school, like right next door to the school. You couldn't get any closer. I could look out my living room window and see my kids either in the 2nd grade or the 7th grade, or I could go into the kitchen and I could see them in the 1st grade or the 5th grade. It's just, I could keep track of them. It was just, I went upstairs to the 2nd floor when they were on the 2nd floor because we lived there that long. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, we got Danny and Jimmy off to school, and I was like brushing my teeth and I went, oh. And then my sister Mary said, "You're in labor." And I go, "I am not in labor." She was due on the 2nd of March. I never have my children on time. She's fine. She's because I didn't know it was a girl, but I kind of felt it was a girl because I carried her different than I did Jimmy and Danny. So I always referred to her as a girl, although I did pick out a boy's name, Jeffrey Michael. But I just knew she was a girl. I just knew it. But anyway, my sister Mary said, "You know, this is enough. I'm calling Jim." And but back then we didn't have cell phones, so she had to call the trailer where Jim was working to talk to one of the bosses to say, you know, Sandy's in labor and she doesn't want to believe it and she doesn't want to go, but I'm making her go. I'm bring her, so have Jim come and meet me there. So I told Mary, I said, I am not. We'll go, fine. They're going to send us back home. We haven't got anything. We don't have to worry about taking any kids. They're in school. Don't worry about it. So we get to the, you know, get in the car, and you know, I'm just having like cramps, not pains, just cramps. And for Jimmy, they put me, sedated me, so I didn't have any labor pains with Jimmy. Danny, they induced labor, and he came so quick that I didn't even know I was in labor. That's how quick Danny came. So I never really had a labor pain. I never felt any discomfort of any kind because I was sedated for both of the first two, and I had a miscarriage, and so, you know, obviously, because Christie was my 4th pregnancy. And so we get to the hospital. I'd say we probably got there about 9:30. And we walk into the emergency room, and my sister says to the nurse, you know, "She's in labor." And I go, "I'm not in labor." So they put me into a room, and the doctor comes in and said, no, I take that back. I take that back. I walked right up to the delivery floor. I said, "I'm not going to waste my time in emergency. I know this isn't an emergency. We'll just go up there. We'll get right to just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts," like on Dragnet. Remember that show? So we got up to the labor room, and so she said, "Well, why are you here?" And I said, "Well, because I'm supposedly having a baby today." So she says, "Well, didn't they bring you up from downstairs?" And I said, "No, I came up by myself. I know this is a false labor, but my sister here, she thinks I'm in labor. You know, go figure. She's never had a child. but she says, I'm in labor. So she says, oh, okay, let me examine you. So I got into the examining room probably about 9:35, and she looked at me and she says, oh my gosh, you're having a baby. And I go, I'm not having a baby. She says, oh honey, you're having a baby. And they wheeled me across the hall real quick. And at 9:43, my bundle of joy, Christie, appeared. So thanks to Mary, although Mary was kind of pissed because she says, I could have delivered her at home. I said, no, we're glad we're here. And back then, they kept you in the hospital for 5 days. And I remember that, because I didn't see Christie right away when she was born. I did see her for a little bit, but not a lot. You know how they didn't really have you bond like that right away, and like they do now. And that's because they got to get you out of the hospital quicker. So I went back to the room, and the doctor comes in and it said it was a remarkable delivery that you got here so quick. But you know, the only thing I can see is that she's got a mongoloid birthmark, but don't worry about it. I'll talk to you later. And walked out of the room. Back then, if you had a Downs baby, they called it a mongoloid. And the name of the birthmark that she had was a mongoloida or something like that. Pretty close in definition of the same word. I heard mongoloid, and I never remembered seeing her. So I called my mother hysterical, and I says, oh my gosh, she was mongoloid. My mother says, oh no, she wasn't. And Jim didn't say anything about that. And I go, no, she was. And then Jim says, she's not. And I'm thinking, you're just telling me that because you don't want me to go crazy. So my mother came to the hospital right away, got the doctor. They came in the room and they brought Christie in to show me Christie. And they said, no. And then they showed me the birthmark. And then, no, she's perfectly healthy. She's fine. I'm sorry I didn't make myself very clear. And I thought, oh, okay. You know, but I inspected every little. I made sure she had 10 fingers, 10 toes, a belly button. I checked everything. I was making sure. I make sure she really was a girl. I wanted to make sure. So, and then back then is when they had just started that they would, in the morning, they would wheel your baby down from the nursery, and you were supposed to take care of her all day, feed her, change her, play with her, put her to sleep. Well, not put her to sleep like, but So anyway, what I would do is in the morning I would get her, and I didn't nurse because I had problems nursing, so I fed her with a bottle. And I would feed her, and I would play with her a little bit. And then when I was ready to take a nap, I put her in the little bassinet and wheeled her back to the nursery because, you know what, my insurance is paying for that nursery. And so then maybe a half hour later, they'd wheel her back, and I go, oh no, I'm not ready for her yet. And I'd wheel her back. I thought, no, I'm tired. So then the head nurse came to talk to me, and she says, why don't you want to bond with your baby? And I go, I'm bonding with my baby. And she says, oh no, this is the time you want to be getting really, really close with her. I says, I'm really, really close with her. Trust me, I'm really, really close with her, but I need some sleep. And she says, well, this is just going to help you to learn how to manage the baby and to know their signals when they're hungry and when they're thirsty and when when they want to be held and when they want to be changed. I've got 2 kids at home. They're little. They're 7 and 4. I know how to handle this. Take her back. And it wasn't that I didn't want to bond with her, but I knew that I had the rest of my life to bond with her, and I do. I bond with her every day. Christie calls me, or I call her every day. So I don't have to worry about any of that. So I know that was a long story. I know, but you know what? It's Christie's birthday. We got to celebrate it. And it's also my niece Holly's birthday, because I didn't really want, when Mary says it's time to go to the hospital, I said, no, this is Holly's birthday. This is her special day. My baby's not going to horn in and take over on her special day. If you knew Christie. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Christie came, 9:43 in the morning. I wasn't going to hold that puppy in. There's no way. So, but anyway, we have another birthday. It's Diana Ward's birthday, as I had mentioned earlier. Oh, I told you it was Holly's birthday, too. Holly is... well, I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but she was born in 1977. That'll give you a hint. But Diane's saying, okay, you've talked long enough. You've talked long enough. Stop it. Let's get to the business of my song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. You get to celebrate the birthday. She's thinking, I will. I wish my birthday was tomorrow. Then I would have my own song. But you got your own song. You really did. And then I also wanted to make a correction. On February 18th video, I used a poem. And when I use, not a poem, a quote. When I use quotes, whenever I can, I'd like to recognize the author of the quote, because, you know, they wrote it. They deserve that acknowledgement. I didn't write it. Most of the quotes I get online don't really give props to who it is. But if I know who it is, trust me, I'm going to tell you who it is. So on my February 18th video, you might have to go back to watch it. Just a little teaser if you really are interested in the quote. It was sent by Joan Johnson. So Joan, I wanted to make sure that I gave you the proper credit, because you definitely deserved it, because it was a good quote. But once again, you gotta go back and watch if you want to know what it was. I don't know if I told you it's nice out. It's 35 degrees. In Michigan, that's a heat wave. Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Maine, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey. We all know that this is a heat wave. I don't know so much, well, maybe it's, I don't know, you know, I always thought that Washington State would get, the Pacific Northwest would get all this weather like this, and it doesn't seem like they do. I was very surprised. Oh, Alaska. How could I forget you, Alaska? How could I forget my Canadians? You too. I'm not going to start listing Canadian or European countries. You know who you are. But anyway, I wanted to thank Sydney for bringing to my attention that her mother, Lisa, was having some issues with some blood clots. I said some extra prayers for you this morning, Lisa. And I want everybody to keep Lisa in your thoughts and prayers, because she's home now, and she's handling this, hopefully. So Lisa, I'm thinking of you. And Sydney, thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate it. Okay, we've done enough babbling. Look at it, almost 12 minutes. Oh my gosh, 12 minutes? There's going to be no time for anything else today. I'm going to have my fruit tray for breakfast, because I plan on having, well, we're having a turkey dinner, winter turkey dinner, like a Thanksgiving feast for Christie for her birthday today, but I have no plans on having any cake or ice cream. So, and I did pretty good over the weekend. Not perfect. I'm not going to say I was perfect, but I was a lot better than I have been in the past. So, okay, let's go for a walk. Why? Why are we in here talking when we can be out there enjoying the beautiful sunshine? Maybe sometime, at some point in the walk, I'll show you how pretty it is out there. Well, look how pretty the sky is. Isn't that nice? It's just so beautiful out here. It's a little breezy, but I like it. But like I said in my opening quote, the key to success is supporting each other. And I know that we can do this. And with a little bit of help from everybody else, I know it. I know it's possible. That's why I need my meetings, and that's why I need my YouTube community. And I know I walk like a weevil, but years of walking this way, and I just can't retrain my brain. I try. I really do try. But it doesn't, I don't have very much success. So anyway, we're just ending our walk. We're almost home. My plan for the day is to stay on track. I'm going to have my berries, because they had a really good deal at Sam's Club when we went the other day, so I got my berries. And I have my egg. Could try to have a low point breakfast. And then I have to make Christie's birthday cake and some brownies. And just to get the day going, get the turkey in the oven, get it moving. So I will see you guys at breakfast. Remember, support each other, because like Snoopy says, one star in the sky is not going to light it up. We need a lot of us out there lighting up our path. Okay, Joan Johnson, why are you trying to take credit for something that really wasn't yours? I made a mistake, but I wasn't wrong. I just made a mistake, because Jim knows I'm never wrong. Right, Jim?
Exactly.
I'm never wrong. Actually, it was Rachel Martin who wrote that quote. So Rachel, I apologize that I gave Joan all the credit. See, she's sitting there in all her glory, and you know what? It's not hers to take. It's yours. So I apologize, Rachel. So go to the 213 video and see the poem or the quote, and it's not Joan's quote. It was Rachel's quote. Okay, the turkey's in the oven, and now it's time to eat a low point breakfast, because I am going to have a good dinner tonight. So I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. My quote is by Christopher Reeve. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable. And then we summon up the will, they soon become inevitable. So it's a 4-point breakfast, 0 for my egg, berries, banana, tea, and water. 3 points for half a Lender's bagel, plain, and 1 point for Laughing Cow cheese. So I still have 19 points left for my dinner. Okay, there's Christy. I lied this morning. She's actually born in 1981.
She's getting
old.
old.
I'm getting old. I told her she's born in
Boy, you aged a lot today.
Two in one day. It's 2 years. Woo.
We're gonna sing now. Let me see. I got everybody here.
We're gonna sing and we're gonna say grace.
We're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna say grace. We're not gonna say.
I want you to sing grace to me.
Hey, bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty, Lord, Christ our Lord. Amen.
Ooh, you almost blew it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna have cake.
Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday, dear Christie. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 4? Are you 5? Are you 38?
It's a long way to get to
But I want to count by 2. By 2. Are you 2?
Well, that was too funny that I didn't remember the year Christy was born. I thought I had such a great memory, and then I don't even remember the year. One of the reasons I think it was on my mind is my father passed away in December of 1983. And the other day, I was sitting here alone. I was reading one of my Lenten books. And all of a sudden, I smelt my father's cologne. And it was just so strange. I was alone in the house. I'd been alone for a long time. And it was like, I smelt his cologne. And so that got me thinking about him some more. And then that night when we were watching TV, Jim said to me, did you ever have like something, like you're sitting here and you smell something and you know you shouldn't smell it because there's no reason in the world that you should be smelling it, but you smell it? And I go, yeah. And then before I could say anything, he says, because I smell my mother. And I said, well, you know what? She's probably visiting with my dad because I smelt my dad earlier. Just, you know, strange. So anyway, I've had my dad on my mind a lot lately, and he passed away in 1983. And that's what I had on my mind. I made Christy 2 years younger. You know what? I could have made her older. I made her younger. That was better. For my dinner, I didn't film it because they were all making fun of me. Not in a friendly, like the way we do in our family. And I forgot to film it at that point. But I had some carrots and some broccoli and some cauliflower. I did have some stuffing. I had the turkey meat. I eat the white meat. And I had some mashed potatoes. And I had a dinner roll and a glass of iced tea. But I didn't have cake, and I didn't have ice cream, and I didn't have brownies. And it was so hard because I'm so used to when I'm all done frosting the cake, cleaning the container out and licking the knife. I didn't even do that. And then usually after I'm done cutting the cakes for everybody, that's how you cut cake. After I get done serving the cake to everybody, I always have chocolate on my hands, and I usually just lick it off. Nope, I went and washed my hands. So I'm determined. I really am determined. I'm going to do well. I know I'm going to do well. So we did end up saying grace after that pathetic rendition of song. It was really bad. So and when I turned the camera off, and we did say a proper grace. But anyhow, I really don't have any plans for tomorrow, so we'll just take it as it comes. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys in the morning.